Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Neka Haynes and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to do a highlight and contour routine. Um, Oddly enough, I've never done a highlight and contour routine, which I think is really crazy, being that especially when I get super glam, I do highlight and contour. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. However, before we hop into this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit the bell beside it. And that'll give you updates on all my new videos. And without further ado, let's head right into this video. Okay, so when I start putting on my makeup, I always like to go in with a moisturizer. I like to go in a moisturizer that it's not going to be too heavy on my skin because I don't want my foundation to slide throughout the day. So I'm going to go in with the moisturizer. And this one is water-based, like a gel. And I want to put that all over my face. First things first, you guys always know I do primer. I already have my brows done. If you want to see a video on how I do my brows, I will leave a video in a card up above. And today I want to keep the highlighting and contour video kind of affordable. So I'm going to go in with two primers that I think are affordable. This is the Loreal Radiance Booster and this is the No Problem primer, and this is Touch and Soul, and it hides pores and wrinkles. I do like to go in with the pore primer first. What I like about this one, it's not like mattifying. I know it sounds pretty weird, but like it doesn't dry out my skin, but it fills in those pores. So I really do like that. Then we're going to go in with the Radiance primer, and I'm going to put that on the perimeter of my face. Use a little bit. Then I'm going to go in with my NYX First Base Spray. I love this. I just always like to go in with a spray because it just gives, I don't know, it just hydrates the skin. And I feel like when you layer on products and creams and stuff like that, it's very easy to make your face very dry. And being that I'm an oily girl, I do need to take on powders and stuff like that so I can make sure my foundation doesn't move at all and I don't get oily. So first things first, I am going to go in with a foundation. This is the L'Oreal True Match. I'm in the shade N8. It may look a little yellow or light for my skin because it is the summertime, so I do get darker, and I haven't gotten a summer foundation for that. So when I do my foundation, I like to pour it on the back of my hand and then dot it all over my face. This way I just feel more in control of like where the product goes and things like that. Blending that in, and I'm taking this L'Oreal beauty sponge. This one is my favorite to blend out foundation. I mean, I still love my beauty blender, but this one is just quicker to get your foundation done. So always want to make sure you bring your foundation down to your neck. I don't know if sometimes I always show that, but it's very important to bring that down your neck. So now we have a good base. Your foundation should look like this. I also recommend beauty blenders for people who are beginners so that you don't ever put too much product on or anything like that. I feel like it soaks up all the excess foundation or product. So once that's done, I then follow up and go in with concealer. I'm going to use two today. I usually always use two concealers. Sometimes if I'm on a rush, I won't, but I mean, I don't highlight and contour every day. So the first one I want to go in with is the Sephora Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer. And this is in the shade Dolce de Leche. This is more my skin tone shade. And I use that right underneath so that can hide like the dark circles. I don't really have really dark circles, but I do like to go in with that. Then I'll go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And this is in the shade Cafe. And I believe this is their darkest shade if I'm not mistaken, but it's like super light on me. So when I go in with the gel serum, I basically only focus it right underneath my eyes, and then I'll go in for the top of my eye, and this is just like to color correct so that my eyelids are like the same shade as the rest of my face. Then I'm going to go in with my Clean Beauty Blender. This is my favorite one, the black one. I don't know. I just like it a lot better than the pink one. So your base should kind of look like this, and now like your face is like one color. And notice how this concealer I'm putting more downward because I've already like concealed the center, and then the center of my nose. I don't like to take this up too high. The chin. And that's about it. Okay, I'm going to take the same beauty blender and blend that out. And whatever like lighter, I try to bring up a little bit more towards the top so it's like blended out. Sorry, I got my mirror in the camera. I'm like, gotta get these angles. And whatever like left on my beauty blender, I do like to bring up on the sides of my nose because I don't like to contour my nose. I don't know. I just naturally have a thin nose, so it's like really no reason for me to contour my nose. I mean, I don't know. Everything about me is like pretty narrow and thin. Not saying like I'm the skinniest girl in the world, but you know, it's not really need for me to do that. And I got that trick from Makeup Shayla, believe it or not. I mean, not believe it or not. You guys know if you follow me, y'all know. That's my sis. I love her. So this is what the base should look like. And then I go back in with the beauty blender that had the remaining product on it. And I just go around it so that it kind of blends out and it's just not light to dark. I roll my foundation over top of that line so it's not super harsh because sometimes it can come off really harsh. Blend out that concealer on my forehead, around my chin. And this is what your face should look like so far. So highlight in the center, I still have the same foundation shade, but then I'm going to go in and I'm going to contour. Now, this is like one of my newest products. It's one of my favorites for the month, but I don't think I'm going to do a favorites this month because I feel like we're already far into July, so it's okay. But this is the Sephora Pantone palette. I typically like to go in with this shade right here, and this kind of bronze me up, and then I go in with this chocolate shade to contour just a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll take this brush. This is a Royal Elaine Nichols brush. So I'm going to show you guys so you can see how bronzy I get. I love this palette. I think it's really good for people who are like, what do you call it? Freelance. I don't know why I lost that train of thought. I think it's really good for that. I don't freelance, but you know, if my friends or somebody like word of mouth asks me to do their makeup, I'm always, you know, open to do your makeup. But this is great for that because I don't have everybody's foundation shade because like I said, I'm not a freelance. So now I'm dipping into the chocolate shade and I'm putting that right in the hollows of my cheeks. And I'm just being sure not to add too much because this product is really easy to go overboard with. So I'm just taking a little bit and just adding in areas where I need to contour. So then I want to take the button of the black one. I also like to take this sponge, but I forgot to wet it before I started filming. So you know how that goes. And this is perfect for like carving out and like cutting underneath, but it's okay. Next video, you guys will see that in action. So I want to take the bottom of the black one and like really blend out that product. Turn my head to the side so you guys can see. It's a little overwhelming at first, like cream contouring and highlighting. I mean, I'm not a professional at it, but I do like the effect of it. It lasts all day. I also feel like sometimes my bronzer or contour wears out by the end of the day, so I really do appreciate this method. I think it's just really nice. And I do like this product. I've tried like other sticks and stuff like that, and they just were not creamy enough. I think for beginners, the best thing to do is use a more creamier product, something that will move. And I feel like if you feel like it's too dry or anything, like take something like your Mario Iridescent spray. Like if your sponge is getting dry, and just spray it and just, you know, dampen it back up, and then go back in with the product, and just it helps you move the product around some more. So this is what it's starting to look like. And I personally recommend blending until you cannot blend anymore. Right now I'm looking super bronzy and snatch, honey. And I'll take the remainder and put that on my jawline. I don't think I have a lot of like I don't have any neck fat or anything like that. I don't know, I just don't. And so then I'll go back in with the one that we use for our foundation and blend that in. If you feel like it's wore off some, then you know, you can always add some foundation on to your beauty blender and kind of blend that out some. So this is now what my face is looking like. Let's look at Statch. So now I'm going to go in and set my concealer. I usually use the Mercier powder. But since I'm not super bright right now, I do want to use the RCMA No Color powder, because the other powder, the Laura Mercier, kind of dries out my under eyes, and I don't really care for that. I hate that. So I'm going to kind of mix those two. So I want to dab kind of like in the white powder first. And I like to blow off the excess, so this is what it look like. And then dab onto some of the dark. And it kind of just mixes. It makes its own like little concoction. I like the Sacha Buttercup powder. You guys know I like that. But sometimes it makes me too yellow, especially in the summertime. Like I get a little bit more orangey. So I need to use something that's like light but not yellow. And you just set that underneath. And then whatever left over, I like to take that and set my eyelids. So now I'm going to take my big fluffy Morphe E2 brush. You guys know I always use this. So I'm at the end of my medium dark powder, but usually when I go in and highlight and contour, I don't like to use a heavy powder because I just feel like it's way too much for my face. So I'm going to take this MAC Dark Mineralized Skinfinish, and I'm going to just swirl my brush in it like this, just making sure the whole brush is covered because, like I said, I'm at the end. And then I'm going to dab it. You don't want to like roll it on your face. You just dab it because you don't want to move that product that we just recently put down. So I'm just going to tap it on there just like this. And then, always going back in and adding more product. And I like to go underneath where I highlighted so that those areas get blended pretty well. And I'm going to take it underneath my neck, and I like to buff that in. I don't know. I just like it like that. Usually what I like to go in and do is bronze. So there's two bronzers that I love right now. One is the Black Radiance powder, and the other is the Covergirl Ebony bronzer. This one makes me really bronzy, and this one makes me like just kind of set. So right now, since I'm not super dark and I don't want to look super bronzy, I don't know, I'm just going to mix the two. So I'm going to go in with the Covergirl, then the Ebony. Always tap off the excess and use a light hand and use circular strokes and take it around your head like so. Circular strokes. Palette that I have to contour with is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in Tan to Deep. The only shade I really like to use out of here is this dark shade, but I like to swirl my brush in there, tap off the excess, and then contour. And you want to use a little bit because this palette is so pigmented. Like, I used it the other day, and sometimes not in the right lighting, you think like, oh, you know, I need more, and you really don't. So just be careful because products are deceiving sometimes. Like, my favorite part after highlighting contour is going in again with my powder and cutting underneath so we can have that snatch look. So I'm going to dip back into the translucent medium deep powder. This is my favorite to cut because when I was using a translucent powder, it was leaving a line, and being that this has a little bit of color, it just kind of snatches, you know, a little bit more, and it doesn't leave a line. So what I like to do is kind of lay my beauty blender and draw a line like right underneath. Same thing on the other side. I let it sit there for like maybe 15 to 20 seconds. I don't like to leave it on there for like a minute or anything because I feel like that is way too much, like way too much time. So it's been about 20 seconds, and we're going to just go ahead and brush that powder away. If you feel like there is, and use a circular motion because you're buffing it out, like you're not swiping it away. So I buff it out like this. It's okay to get it a little bit over your contour because it doesn't affect it. Like, you know, you already set that area. This is where the video, we're going to put some blush on, and my favorite go-to blush, if you've been watching me for a minute, you know, it's the Sephora Hot Flush blush. It's over here, and I'm just going to swirl my brush in it, tap any excess off, and I smile when I do it, so I'm like, and once I lay it down, I don't really have to smile, but, you know, I just follow that area all the way to the back, so I don't want to just put blush on the apples. I want to put it into the back so it just doesn't look like it's sitting on the apples of your cheeks because that kind of looks weird. So I want to take my L'Oreal Gilded Honey highlighter. This is my favorite highlighter. It's just trusty, and with my Anastasia A23 brush, I'm going to highlight right over where I put that blush, and we're going to do it in a circular mode, like a C. And we're going to curve it, make it hug the area, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I always like to set my highlighter and go in and put more. I just feel like it melts into the skin and it looks a lot better. So we're going to take the same brush we use, not brush, sponge we use for the foundation, spray it. I'm using the Mario Iridescent spray, and we're just spraying it like so. Sometimes when you spray it, it takes a lot. You can also use Fix Plus, the Smashbox primer, anything. I like to dab it on my arm so that I don't put too much, you know, liquid, I guess I would say, on my cheeks, and I gently dab it in there, and it just gives it a more natural, like it's coming from within, like it doesn't look like I just sat powder on. Then I go in and put a little bit more because, you know, guys, I'm extra. And I like to take this little bullet brush. It's broke, and I like to put some of the powder on and put that right on my nose because it controls where it goes, and I don't like to use my hands too much anymore. Okay. And then I'll take a little bit of my hand and dab it like right here on the center. I don't know, like recently I've been like putting it all the way down my nose, and I don't like the way it looks, so I'm like dabbing it and blending it out. It just looks prettier right here. Yeah. See, like I didn't have to highlight my whole nose, but you know, you get the illusion that it's like highlighted and stuff. So I think it's cute like this. So this is all the products set in place. I'm going to go back in with the same NYX First Base spray. I'm going to spritz that all over my face. And it's very important after you spray your face that you don't, you know, make too many movements, because that's too much. Like you shouldn't do that, because then if you smile, it'll get into your smile lines and stuff like that. So you just want to keep a very neutral face while that sets into place. And then I also like to go in with my favorite but dirty, I don't know why it comes in a white bottle, but they changed it, so now it's on a white bottle, so it doesn't look as dirty. But then I like to go with my Urban Decay Slick Makeup Setting Spray, and this controls my oils, and it's just such a good setting spray. Like, I never get oily. I mean, I do get oily sometimes. It depends where I'm at. If I'm in the sun all day, like, it's going to happen. You're going to sweat and stuff like that. But for the most part, this sets my makeup in place all day, and my makeup looks good from the beginning of the day until the end of the day. My cousin tells me that all the time when she sees me. She's like, "How are you out here for my younger cousin's prom, and it's hot, it's like 90 degrees, and your makeup hasn't melted at all?" And I'm like, it has a lot to do with my primer, how I set my foundation and things like that, and my setting spray. You always have to lock it in. So then I go in with this. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to hop back on camera, finish the rest of my makeup, and I'm going to close it out. All right, guys, I'm back, and I just threw on some lashes and a bright orange lip because I'm loving this lip. Like, it just gives me all types of summer vibes, and you know. So that completes this video. I hope you all enjoyed on how I highlight and contour this face that you see here. This is just my newest technique. I haven't always done this. It's just something that I do that works best for me as of right now. I really do like this look because it gives me more of a bronziness. It blends and melts into my face. It's just perfect, especially when it's going to be hot outside, because it's just not going to, you know, wipe away. I feel like for me, throughout the day, I feel like my bronzer wears off, my blush wears off. It just is not as fresh as it is when you first put on makeup, but I really do like this new highlight and contour routine. If there's any videos that you guys want to see, make sure you leave in the description box down below, and I'll be sure to always include those in my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. Bye, guys.